Yeah, so my name is Dustin Toronto. I'm a CEO of a managed service provider. We have 9 employees, and we do about $3 million in top-line sales. And I'd say that we're probably in kind of at the end of the treadmill operator stage, crossing over kind of in the Pathfinder stage. And I'm in the process of building my leadership team. And as I do, I'm kind of wondering, do I give them or do I need to give them full access to my books?
What are you managing? Managed care? What, in the medical field?
No, managed service provider. So computer IT security, things of that nature.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't catch it. Okay. Okay. When people get financial information, it is only good for them to have access to that if they have the maturity to process it. So an example of that that's not leadership team was 22 years ago, we hired a friend of ours to come on and become our bookkeeper. She graduated and became a controller and is one of our top controllers in the company to this day. And so we had the double-edged sword of having a team member seeing all of our numbers because she was running the books, right? And running the payroll, so she knew what I made, and she knew what she made, and she knew what someone else made, and she's also a friend in addition to. So it's like, this could really go sideways bad, you know? And so we had a lengthy discussion, Sharon, my wife and I, with her, because she was a lady that we knew, had known a long time. We said, listen, this could really screw up everything. We could screw up our friendship. We could screw up everything else. If you can't handle seeing what we make, knowing what you make, and knowing what others make, if that's going to get sideways in your spirit, if that's going to get sideways in your head, it's going to screw up everything. And so we're better off not to do this, not to hire you, than we are for that. And so she made a thorough commitment and made us believe that she could handle that information emotionally, spiritually, without getting weirded out. 22 years later, she's been good with her word. She was able to do it. I've had other people who ended up with access to because they were in leadership, access to information, and they had a little childish temper tantrum. Yeah. Well, I can't believe that this and that. And well, you've been here for 2 years and I've been here for 30. So yes, I make more than you. Oh, by the way, that's my name on the side of the building. Of course I make more than you. And, when I have to have discussions with that sound like that, I let the wrong person have the information. So it's not a matter of is there a right way or a wrong way. It's a matter of who the humans are. And so if you've got someone that's very judgmental, pharisaical, they're like a Pharisee, they're not going to do well with this information.
Yeah.
And if you're in the tech world, you could have that person.
Yeah, no, there are definitely a lot of those types of people in my industry.
Yeah. And because that comes with being highly detailed. Because everything's black and white. And if they make a judgment that, Dustin is the evil rich guy, but Dustin, by God, owns the place. But then you're going to lose them because they got access to the information. You've been better off not to do that. So you've got to use wisdom and discernment and speak out loud. Put all your cards on the table, face up, before you share the information.
For sure.
Okay. And I'll go a step further, and let's keep talking about it because there's a lot of this is such a good question. I'd like to continue to unpack it. So the other thing I wouldn't do for a long time is we're privately held, obviously. I own it. And we wouldn't tell anyone what any of our numbers were. We never said what our gross revenues were. We never said what our profits were. We never said what any income were. We never said what a product made. We would say how many of something we sold, but that's all we would say. We wouldn't tell anyone that for a very, very long time because here's what you'll discover, Dustin, is, and you may discover this with your very question too, that most people do not know the difference in gross revenues and net profit.
Yes.
So, like, for instance, this year, Ramsey, now we do disclose information. Ramsey will run about $300 million in gross revenues this year. When people hear that, they say it's a $300 million company. Some people are so dumb, they think I'm taking home $300 million. And obviously, my payroll is approaching $200 million. So, I mean, obviously I'm not. But people can't add, and they don't know how this stuff works, and so they get on their religious high horse, or they get on their social justice bullcrap, and that's like some rich guy over there, and it's like, yeah, you don't have any idea what the heck you're talking about. And so we didn't disclose that for a long time. We still do not disclose any of our net profits because people can't grasp it. And they can't get their head around it, and they can't process numbers that they have never seen. And you've heard people say stuff like this, Dustin. No one should. Somebody buys a super nice car, and some judgmental little jerk says, "No one should have a car that nice. No one should spend that on a car. There's starving children in Africa. No one should spend that on a car." And those are envious, jealous people. And if you've got those inside your organization and you start sharing numbers, it gets all twisted. And so we spend a lot of our time teaching inside the company and in our leadership team and through the whole company about how the difference in gross and net, and about how profits work, and about how a product line that fails and we had to sunset it works, and where this stuff comes from, and all of that. So I think you're going to get into some of those things as you continue this, but the main answer to your question is the only way you can share numbers is with someone who is spiritually and emotionally mature enough to understand that it does not change them just because they have access to this information. All it is gives them the ability to help you manage the business better because they see the metrics, they see the actual information, and so on. So, by the way, just for the record, nowadays we have an operating board with 14 or 12 people on it, and they all get paid off the very bottom line, and they all see every number in the house. They know every number in the house, and there's a lot of numbers in this house. And they all, and 2 or 3, 4 or 5 of our accounting team see every number in the house. The person that processes payroll knows what everybody in the house makes. And of course, they've all signed documents that's all confidential proprietary information. And if you ever used it in some way inappropriately to embarrass a team member or embarrass the company, we would bankrupt you, basically. So, I mean, I'll take you down. But you have to put, in order to get the work done at some scale, you've got to let people know what's going on. And so you can't have some little gossip running the payroll. And they go, well, you know what George makes, and you know what Rachel makes, and some little gossip running the payroll will be like the worst possible crap you could get into. That's a violation of ethics 6 ways from Sunday. So these are the things you learn as running a small business that you don't think of otherwise. So it's a really good question, Dustin. Thank you for bringing that up. Thanks for letting me go there.